Mr. Ben. In this video, we're going to practice using formulas in Google Sheets. Now, formulas are a really powerful ability that computers have. They can do things for us that we would have trouble or a harder time doing if we didn't have those computers doing it for us. So let me show you how these formulas work. Here in this spreadsheet, we see some sample spending in 1 month. Now, this is taken from an earlier part of this year, and it's just a small part of the total spending by some adults. Maybe you'll be able to guess who. Now, if we look at the bottom, we'll see that there's a subtotal, and it's adding up all the prices here. Now, we can try to add each price individually, but that would take a long time. And so instead, we'll use a formula. In this case, sum. The sum formula will add up all of the numbers together and give us the total. In this case, a subtotal, and here it is. And then there's some other formulas we can use. So if we want to know just the spending in a certain category, so in this instance, there's health. And some of these are labeled health, but not all of them. So if we only want to know which ones are health, again, we could try to add just the ones that say health, but that could take time and it could change. So instead, we can use a formula, in this case, SUMIF. And SUMIF will add together just the ones that meet the criterion that we have. Same thing for transportation. Here is a SUMIF formula. For social, another SUMIF formula. And then a subtotal. So again, we're finding the sum, the total of what is above it. And then we can even use formulas to find the mean price, the median price, and the mode price. And then the last one we're going to practice is the total number by count. So just adding together how many transactions, not the price of the transactions. So let's practice this now. Now on your page, you'll see more detail on the spending. And what we're going to do is go to the very bottom, the dates, and we're going to type subtotal. Now subtotal should be bolded, and we can align it right to match the font, the type that is above it. And then in the next cell, in cell F32, we want to add these all together. Now the slow way is to add them all individually, but instead we're going to use the power of formulas, and we're going to say equal sum, and then open bracket. And now it's time to choose which cells to add. So we can point to the cells that we want, and the formula will remember those cells and include them when it's summing. So we're going to click on F3, hold and drag all the way down until you get to F31. You let go, close the bracket, press enter, and we have our subtotal for all of the spending listed above. Now, it doesn't match the font above, so we're going to align it to the left. And we're going to also bold it so that it's easier to see. Okay, now the cool thing about this is if you were to have, maybe this person forgot to add another spending. Maybe they forgot an extra 1,000 NT. Now, just by typing this, if the formula down below will automatically update. So notice right now it's $11,442 spent, but if we add this 1,000, it will automatically add. So we're going to press enter, and it updates itself. And that's how formulas can be really helpful. If we delete this, it will go away. It'll go back to its original number. Okay, now we have our subtotal. We're going to go up to the top, and we're going to start filling out our categories. Our first category, we're just going to take the first one here, which is health. Health, we're going to use a SUMIF. So we're going to say equal sign, SUMIF, open brackets. And now it wants to know the range, what cells to look at. And we want it to look at the categories. So we're going to click from G3 down to G31. Those are the cells we want it to look at. Then you press comma, and now you set the criterion. So the criterion here is that it's going to match this cell here. So we'll click on this cell and press comma again. And then you have to tell it what cells to add together, to sum. So in this case, we want to sum the price column. So we'll click from F3 down to F31. Okay, then we close the bracket, and then we press enter, and we have a number. It looks like it's correct. We'll know for sure later. Well, we're gonna get it to look correct, so we're going to press on the $sign. We don't need decimal places when we're talking about NT dollars, so we press it 2 times, so it's just this. And then we could leave it like that, or we can align it to the left. I'm sorry, align to the right. Now, our second category, if we look down, our next one is social, so we'll type social. And we're going to use the same thing, so let's practice typing it one more time. So we're going to say equal to sum if the range is the first category instance down to the last one, which is G31, comma, we want it to match this cell, comma, and if it matches that cell, we want it to add the cell in this column from F3 to F31. Then we close the bracket, we press enter. Now the format isn't the same, so we will press on the currency symbol to add the $sign, and we'll press on decrease 2 times and make it align right. Last one. So if we look down, we got health, we got social, we have transport. So we're going to add transport. Now, instead of typing this over and over again, what we can do is copy it. So we go here, select it, edit. Oh, so we can't do that. So I'm going to do Control C to copy it. I'm going to go here. I can either double click and you'll see the flashing cursor, or you can even go up into the equal sign here. Either place will work. I'll show you. Double click and Control V to paste, or you can go up here and do Control V to paste. Now, everything is good here. The range is good. The sum range is good. As you can see, it meets the top and the bottom, but the criterion it's looking at is not. It's looking at cell B4, and we want it to match B5. So it's a quick fix by just deleting that, making it 5, B5. So now it's pointing to the correct place. Then you press enter, and we have this amount. Press $sign to make it money, decrease 2 decimal places, and align to the right. Now we're going to add our subtotal here, and this can be bolded. And here we're going to use our sum again. We're going to add together the cells above. So we select the 3 cells we want it to add, we close parentheses, and we have this number, which is good. It matches our number here. Now we're going to do some conditional formatting. Or first, let me get this to align to the right, and we're going to bold it. But we want it to have a built-in check. For example, if this number didn't match this number, we could have the computer tell us right away. That way we would know, oh, there's a mistake, and let's check it. So how do we do that? We're going to go to Format. We're going to go to Conditional Formatting. And now we have this Format Rules to the right. So what we're going to do is it's only applying to cell C6. This is the cell we want it to do. And what we can say is format cells if, and if it is equal to, and we're going to point it to this cell here, which is cell F32. So we'll say is equal to F32. Then we want it to highlight green. And so it's highlighting green, and that's great. Now, we also want it to have another rule. So, sorry, I went a little fast there. We're going to go to Conditional Formatting, and here is the one that says it's good, but what if it's not good? What if there's a mistake? So then we're going to add another rule. It's going to apply to the same cell, C6, but this time, if we say is not equal to, and again, which cell do we want to compare to? We want to compare to cell F32, so it's equal to F32. Then we want it to stand out. We want to say bright red, that there's a problem. Now, so there's two rules that it's going to check. And right now, the numbers match. So this cell will be green. But remember how we added a row? Maybe we forgot some data. So let me see if I do this and I say, oh, there was a 1000 NT I forgot to record. But I didn't specify a category. So now our total here doesn't match here. And now it's red. So that tells us there's a mistake somewhere. So that's the power of conditional formatting. Now I'm going to undo that. If I delete this, then my total here and my total here will be the same. All right, a few more formulas to practice. Let's close this on the right. We don't need it anymore. We're going to first do the median price. The median price is the average price, meaning what is the average of the spending here? What is the middle? What is the number in the middle of all of them? So what we can do is do equal. I'm sorry, I forgot to make this bold. Bold it, and here we're going to say equal to average, which is another word for mean. Oh, I'm sorry, we made a mistake here. This should be mean price. And then we're going to say equal to average, open brackets, and what numbers do we want it to average? We want it to average from the first price here down to the last one. So F3 to F31. Close the brackets, press enter, and it gave us the mean price. So on average, the average of all the prices here is 395 NT dollars. I'm going to align it to the right, and then our next one is the median price. Let's make that bold. And to use formula for median, if you haven't guessed it, it's median. Equal to median, open bracket, again, select the cells we want it to find the median of, close it, press enter, and here we go. The median price is a little bit lower than the mean price. So we're going to align that to the right. And our last one is, you guessed it, mode price. What is the mode? Which number happens the most frequently? So, oops, we don't want to align to the right. We want to bold that. And you're going to do equal sign. You think you can guess the formula? It is mode. Open the brackets. Again, select here. Actually, I'm going to show you a different way to do it. You don't have to keep clicking and dragging. If you have already remembered, oh, I want cell F3, colon F31, then it will add together everything. It will take the cells that you just typed. You don't have to keep clicking. So you type the first cell, colon, and then the last cell, and it will take all of them. Close the bracket, and the mode price is even lower. It's only 180. And the format is not right, so we're going to click on $sign and decrease to. Okay, so here we have our statistical analysis of the sample spending. Now the last thing we want to do is know how many transactions were there. How many times did this person do some spending in this month? It looks like the month of January. So we're going to bold that, and if I want to find the number of transactions, we're going to use count. So we're going to say count, and you count, open bracket, and we can count the number of transactions. So you just click, we'll do it the other way. We'll do type F3, colon F31. Close it, and there we go. This 29 means how many cells were there that were in here, that are not blank, by the way. So we're going to align that to the right, and there we go. We have our summary of everything that this person spent in this month. So I'll hide this here just so you can see that it looks like the screenshot that you're comparing to. So we have our subtotal, our category totals, checking the totals match the statistical prices, the average, the mean, median, the mode, and then also how many transactions there were. All right, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.